The two sweetest words in sports, Game 7. The Eagles are trying to assemble another super team, and maybe we'll talk some puck. My name's
Yeah.
Doug. Welcome back to DA Sports. Andrew, what's going on, buddy?
Well, really just excited right, to see Arizona against beat Philly. I mean, I'll give you this right now because I've been holding on to this for a while because I didn't want to blow your head up. It'd be huge. You said last year that Philly would probably get to the NLCS again.
Didn't we make a wager on that?
I don't know if you made a wager. I can't remember if we actually made a wager, but you did say that,
Yeah,
and I'll
we
give you
did.
your just due on that. But I don't think you saw it against Arizona, and
No,
I don't think you saw Game 7 at all against Arizona, where Arizona just basically made Philly look not even
I
supposed to be
have
there.
I have to apologize to the Arizona Diamondbacks because last week on this show I said that they were dead in the water after dropping the first two to Philly, and they were tearing the absolute cover off the ball.
Well,
And Arizona showed some fight. Now, that being said, I Arizona was when the season started, Arizona was not even close to have Arizona, and they were a nice surprise. Um, you know, I still think that even after forcing a game 7, I still think Philly is going to the World Series, and by all looks, it's going to be against the Texas Rangers. What's going on in that game?
it's currently 8-2 Texas right now. Like they just unloaded in the first 4 innings. Unloaded. Like
Chase Chase
Garcia,
Valdez in the first.
they Valdez. That was yesterday. Valdez, like they chased
Oh,
Valdez
sorry.
around the third or fourth. They chased Christian Javier tonight.
That's who.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, Scherzer didn't fare much better. Scherzer was gone by the third, but I mean, Scherzer
It's a
was
winner.
also
It's a winner take all game.
yeah, it's worth it out. But they put in Jordan Montgomery. He's
Mm.
been pitching pretty solid since. Uh,
Montgomery's been solid for them.
he really has been starting and as well as out of the bullpen. They currently got Neris going in there right now. So Seager opened it up though with a bomb in the first, with a 440-foot bomb in the first inning. Like
Well,
just nuked it. Just disgusting. Right? And then Ardolis Garcia, hit one of those lovely Stanton piss rockets to the opposite field. It was great,
can you get the
and he
term
knew it.
right for once?
Oh,
It's
piss
a
rocket,
piss
piss
missile.
missile, whatever. Anyways, pissed out of the park. So,
Well,
but no, it was like that's interesting. But going back to Philly and Arizona, Jesus, I really want Arizona to win. I mean, I don't like Philly. I don't mind the Phillies, even though they lost to the Jays in '93. 30 years later, we look back on it today. It's still comical to see Mitch Williams throw that ball. But like, I don't think against Philly, but I'd rather see Arizona because it keeps on proving the point of what a almost like a horrible trade that was with Toronto. I mean, for Toronto, not for Arizona,
but
but we'll see in time. And right now, it looks like a great win for Arizona, but in time, it could be a better win for Toronto. But right now, it really looks
year
like
one,
Arizona.
I'll put it to you like this. Okay, year one. Okay, what did they trade? Okay, Lourdes Gurriel and Gabriel Moreno, who are paying dividends in the postseason.
Yeah,
They both had pedestrian regular seasons.
yeah, but postseason matters.
I understand the postseason matters. All I'm saying is they got Dalton Varsho, who, I don't know, led the league in defensive runs saved, which is why they made the trade to begin with.
Yeah,
They had a surplus in offense. They Moreno was expendable because they didn't want to trade Kirk after the monster year he had last year. They didn't want to trade Jansen because he's been very reliable for them.
he's becoming Mr. Blue Jay.
I wouldn't go that far, but I
Well,
I see your point.
becoming. I said becoming. I didn't say he is.
But okay, so and they had a surplus in the outfield, especially after signing Kiermaier. So yeah, Gurriel was the odd man out.
Mm.
So Guriel Moreno, and then Varsho had a monster year last year. So Arizona traded with the value high,
Mm. Oh yeah,
and you know what? He still did what the Jays got him for,
he did well defensively, but he didn't do well that. He didn't. I mean,
but they didn't
he
get,
did what? He did what? 15 home runs this year.
yeah, 15, 19, something like that. But
Yeah.
they didn't get Varsho for the offense. They got him
No.
for the defense.
Yeah, but they could have used the offense during the playoffs, especially in Minnesota.
But you know what?
They still could have used.
You have literally one of the best postseason players of this generation in George Springer.
Yeah.
You have Vladimir Guerrero and Bo Bichette. You have Matt Chapman. Okay, up and down that lineup, you have sluggers
Mm-hmm.
that should have been tearing the cover off the ball.
Yeah, but you got to wonder though too.
But you cannot point at this trade with Arizona and say that's why the Blue Jays
I'm
lost.
not saying it's why I lost. I'm just saying it could have been like it's a probably a good reason as to why too.
No,
Like, I mean, you don't. I mean, you don't know.
no.
No, you don't know. You don't know. You can say no all you want. I can say yes all I want. At the end of the day, right? Time will tell whether this is a good trade. Right now, it does not look like a good trade at all. You have
And
to agree with
that is only because Moreno is going off in the
yeah,
playoffs.
and that's
If
important.
they're both doing nothing, no one says a fucking word.
Yeah, and that's right, and that's fine. But the fact they're both in the playoffs right now, they're still putting up good numbers in the playoffs, and that's where the playoffs matter, right?
Yeah,
Now, is it
think about it like
possible? Is
this.
it possible that losing Gurriel, right, Vladimir Guerrero's friend, maybe pissed off Guerrero to the point where he just didn't want to fucking bat anymore? Is it possible? I don't know. Like
That would take
psychology plays a huge part in baseball. You know that.
that would take an asinine amount of unprofessionalism.
Of course it would, but
That would
it can play with the psyche, right?
yes and no, but at the end of the day, it's a business,
Yeah, of course it is, and we've seen it
and
before.
like you and I work for people. Have you ever been mad when a coworker left?
I've been disappointed, but I've never actually
Right, but
stopped doing my job
you still
because of
go
it.
exactly. You still go do
Right?
your fucking job.
I'm also not
Especially
getting paid $80 million,
exactly.
so
Exactly. And I don't want to hear any more excuses for the underperformance of Vlad or anybody for that matter on that team. Now, my
wow, we'll
point
see.
is
I'm just
my
saying, we'll
point
see.
well, I mean it's Toronto sports media, right? They're always
Yeah.
going to make
Well, yeah,
excuses.
like we'll see. Like we'll see what happens in the offseason, right?
Oh yeah.
Right. Atkins has to make something in the offseason because I mean I say bring back Teo might happy cheer people a bunch of people up. I mean he's a free agent, but chances are,
I guess maybe that's the problem when you're coaching a team full of kids.
yeah, right,
Oh, let's go get them a new friend. Maybe
yeah,
they'll play better.
maybe. I mean Teo brought a lot of energy to that team.
At the end of the day, they're all fucking grown adults
Of
getting
course
paid
they are.
millions of dollars.
Absolutely they are.
So they
But
need to go do their fucking job.
yeah, but sometimes too that matters. Sometimes that matters too. I mean, okay. Look at Philly right now. Would Philly be in the positions they were if they didn't get Trey Turner?
What?
Would Philly be in the position they are now? I'm not saying like because it's going to Game 7. I'm just saying in general. If they in the NLCS, if they didn't get Trey Turner, who is that good of a player who wanted out of the Dodgers, and he was great at the Dodgers. He
Well,
didn't want
it's
to
not
play
that he
at
wanted
Weston. Yeah,
out.
no,
It's
he
not
didn't
that he
want to
wanted.
play. He
He was
didn't
a
want to
free
play at
agent.
Weston. He didn't. Yeah, but he also said on record he didn't want to play at Weston. He said that
Okay.
on record, right?
That was his
But like
prerogative
him,
as a free
yeah.
agent.
But he goes to Philly, right? If Philly didn't pick him up,
Mm-hmm.
do you think Philly's where they are now?
Yes.
Hmm.
And I'll tell you why.
Kyle
Because,
Schwarber.
well, not just that, but they were in this exact same position with almost exactly the same team,
Yeah,
minus Trey Turner. Okay?
yeah.
They were in the exact same position 1 year ago.
Who did?
So yes, I do think that they had the team to make it this far without Trey Turner.
Mhm.
Has Trey Turner helped them? At times, yes, but he struggled mightily at points of the season.
Yeah.
To the point he was getting booed out of Citizens Bank.
Well, they're getting booed as his bank right now, and
Well,
in fact they're getting booed in Houston right now.
Well, I mean, it's time to put up or shut up tomorrow night, isn't it?
Yeah, well, who's probably gonna go for that? You think's probably gonna go for that? It's probably gonna be what? Ranger
If
Suarez again? I mean, I saw that he was in the bullpen yesterday,
if Nola
the day
pitched
before.
tonight, did Wheeler pitch game 5?
Wheeler pitched game 5. Yeah.
Pitch Wheeler on 3 days rest?
You know what? If it was Bruce Bochy in that dugout, he had Bad Bomb do it.
I would consider throwing Wheeler on 3 days rest and have Suarez in the bullpen ready to kind of like have. But the thing is right, um, because you throw Wheeler and then he probably pitches game 3 or game 4 of the World Series if they win, right?
Yeah.
So it's a
Yeah.
gamble. It's a gamble, but
It,
it's not out of the realm of insanity.
possible. Well, like I said, Bochy did it with Bad Bomb, right? When Bad Bomb was in his prime, right? So I mean, it's possible it's going to happen again
He had Bumgarner pitch on 3 days rest and then
out of the
pitch
bullpen.
pitch out of the bullpen on 2 days rest.
Yeah. So I mean, like it's anything can happen. But who? But just quickly on this one before we move over to football.
What?
Who's Arizona countering with? They went Kelly today. I don't know if they're going to go Gallon.
No.
I mean, they might have Gallon the bull in
Probably
the pen.
probably Fat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Probably Brandon Fat.
Brandon Fat played a actually.
Or what's his name? The lefty, Tyler Gilbert.
Yeah.
I think it'll probably be Tyler Gilbert.
Yeah.
But again, uh I'm still sticking with Philadelphia, Texas.
I mean, it's a good choice.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's not a good choice. I'm just saying like Arizona might still win, but who knows? I mean, I like to see Arizona versus Texas personally,
Mm-hmm.
but,
I
I
get
feel
you.
just feelings aside, what we just said talked about, I'd like to see Arizona in because I just do. I don't know. I saw Philly last year in the World Series. Yeah, I think it's just because I was something different. Right?
Yeah,
But
but
anyway,
it's not like Philly's been there like it's not like they're
no,
Houston.
no, like, and that's the point. I definitely don't want Houston because that's at that point now. Nobody wants Houston anymore.
Well, it looks like the Rangers are taking care of that problem for you.
Oh, they really are. But moving on to football day, huge news in the NFL today. Philadelphia the Eagles just got a little bit stronger in defensive end by trading with the Tennessee Titans for Kevin Beard.
They're trying to buy a Super Bowl.
Yeah, they're trying to do the 2011 Eagles all over again, but better,
They're
much
trying to
better.
buy they're trying to buy a Super Bowl.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not like it hasn't been done before,
No, of course.
you know. But then again, I mean, to be honest, okay, I'll be honest. Truth be told, the Cowboys probably bought that Super Bowl also in '95 when they went out and got Deion Sanders. They probably did because they lost the year before the Niners and Deion Sanders, and then he
It
went.
was 28 years ago.
I'm
Can we
just,
please use a more recent example?
I'm just saying, Cowboy fan here.
I know, but it was 28 years ago.
That's
Can we
gonna
use a
happen.
more recent example?
Well, let's see. Well, I mean, Josh, players just go to the Patriots to hope to see if they can win between they had Tom there, right?
Sure.
I mean, you can almost name almost. I mean, Randy Moss went there; he still lost, but
After
you know,
putting up the greatest season of all
yeah,
time.
yeah, he did. I mean, they almost went perfect, almost.
Um,
That
no,
17 Dolphins team is just crushing champagne. So
I hear you. Any crazy upsets yesterday? I didn't really I didn't
yeah,
get a chance to watch much.
yeah, yeah. The Buffalo Bills lost to the lowly Patriots
Oh
in
yeah, I saw that.
Foxborough on the last
Gillespie.
second touchdown by
Mike
almost on the
Gillespie.
bench, Mac Jones.
No, listen, it was thrown to Mike Gillespie, okay? It was
No,
getting caught.
but it was thrown by Mac Jones.
I know, but it was thrown to Mike Gillespie.
Oh well,
Okay, so it was gonna get caught.
yeah, that's true.
But you know what? The that's why I like the early part of the NFL season because all these like favorites coming out of preseason and all that shit. All these heavyweights, you know. I mean,
Yeah.
we watched the defending champs lose to the Detroit Lions, who lost yesterday, correct?
They lost yesterday, but they got dismantled, absolutely dismantled
Mm-hmm.
by Baltimore, 38 to
Yep.
6.
Yep.
Now, the question I have to ask yourself is this now, is the Lions, now, are they just a product of who they played? I mean, they played the Super Bowl champs in game one of the year, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's be honest, right? Like, are we just kind of seeing it as whatever they are, or is it just one of those things where it's like,
I
okay,
think I think they still win the division because the NFC North is weak as fuck.
the NFC North is like the NFC East a couple years ago, absolute garbage.
Listen, there is only one decent team in the NFC North, and it's the Detroit Lions. I never thought I'd live to see that, but that's where we are. Um, you know, and what else? What else we got?
Not really much else really as far as upsets go. The rest of the league, the last night. I mean, you basically had Atlanta beat Buccaneers. The Giants finally won a game, even without Daniel Jones. The Bears won, even just out Justin Fields. So
Well,
they beat the Raiders. That's I mean, teams come off the bye week next week. You got Carolina, Cincinnati, the Cowboys, Houston, the Jets, and the Tennessee all coming off bye week. So it's going to be a loaded week next week with nobody on a bye week.
okay.
So you're gonna have everybody playing this week coming up.
Well, we're right into the thick of it, right? Trade deadline too, and
Yeah, we are in October. We are coming to that nice long playoff stretch halfway through the season. So it's gonna be a nice push to see who's gonna be there. You're gonna start seeing the NFC, the NFL, and the NFC and the AFC all break into who's good. You're gonna start seeing your playoff contenders going in the next couple of weeks for sure. There's no way you're not going to see it.
before we take off, anyone catching your eye first couple weeks of the NHL season?
I'm gonna stick to my picks. The Leafs are kind of gone down a little bit. To me, they're 2-2. They're 500 right now. I know, sorry, they're not 500 right now. They beat Tampa on Saturday,
Yeah.
so they came back and won. That was a big win. Then they're playing Washington tomorrow.
Well,
So
listen,
Toronto looks pretty decent right now. They do. They do.
they as long as they don't play down to Washington, I got a buddy of mine that lives down in Virginia who's a huge Caps fan.
Yeah.
And he keeps trying to hold on to this like Washington hasn't had a good team for the last 25 years.
They won a
And
couple years ago.
I know, but he still thinks that they're a playoff contender, and I tell him he's absolutely fucking delusional.
Wow.
Washington is not a good hockey team, and
They were a couple years ago.
Toronto should absolutely dismantle Washington.
Yeah, but Ovi's a Leaf killer. He's
Whether
going to
Ovi,
score a couple for sure.
I mean, listen, in terms of like Ovi chasing the goal record, I hope he scores a couple because he's been having a rough start to the year. But listen, Washington is basically Ovechkin and nothing else.
Yeah, at this point now,
They're the second oldest team in hockey. They have no goaltending. They have no defense. They have no depth. Okay, they have Ovechkin and dirty ass Tom Wilson. That's it. Okay, the Leafs should walk in there and just absolutely bitch slap them all over the place.
you think Wall starts coming? You think Wall takes over that starting role over Samsonov?
Mm,
It's possible.
I think if you ride the hot hand long enough, you will.
Yeah.
I think if you ride the hot hand long enough, you will. I mean, hey, who knew? Edmonton's failing expectations right now.
It's Edmonton. Give them time. It's really early. I mean,
I
it's
know.
early. I mean, look at Vegas. Right? Like Vegas looks like a bloody juggernaut right now.
Yeah,
It's also 4 to 5 games in. It's
yeah,
nothing crazy, but Vegas looks like a repeat team right now, and
yeah.
that's a scary thought. Especially
Um,
right. I don't think they're going to go. Like they're not going to go
they just became the
really far.
second team. They just became the second team ever to second defending champ ever outside of like one of the '80s Oilers teams.
Mm-hmm.
I read this the other night. To start 5-0 the next season. They had a chance to go 6-0 against Chicago, and I don't remember the final score of that game.
Uh,
I think they won. And if they did, then that's an NHL first. First team to go 6-0.
Let's see. What they do. Vegas beat the Blackhawks 5-3.
Okay, so they became the first team ever to win the cup and then start the next season 6-0.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, they're looking really good right now. It's a long season, though. There's still a lot of games to go. A lot of crap can happen, but they're looking pretty good right now.
and I'm just going to mention quickly, we'll probably go more in depth about this next episode because much like the NHL, I want to do a NBA prediction show. Season starts on Thursday night.
Ooh.
And actually big news today that kind of, flew under the radar in terms of what we were talking about. But
Are you talking about the Giannis deal?
Giannis signed a 3-year extension worth $168 million.
Well, I bloody hope so after getting Damian Lillard.
Yeah, seriously.
I bloody hope so.
But they locked up Giannis for a couple more years. I guess he was pending free agent this year.
He was never going to leave Milwaukee, especially after they got Damian Lillard.
Not. Of course not.
Like that would be absolutely asinine dumb if he did that.
Listen, I did not see a world where Giannis was not a Milwaukee Buck. I think it'll happen at some point, but I don't think that time is anytime soon.
Yeah, I mean, if he ever does go, I don't know where he'd go. I couldn't tell you where I think he'd go.
It would probably just be for fun at the end of his career.
To the Lakers.
No, nobody's like especially in basketball these days. Nobody's with one team for a long time anymore.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, by the way, just in before we get going, before we have to sign ourselves off, 10-2, Texas Rangers right now, home run off for Nathaniel Lowe, 2-run shot.
Okay. I guess Nathaniel Lowe decided to wake up in the playoffs because he did fuck all season.
Yeah, just stick a fork in Houston. They're done.
Unless they have a comeback of epic proportions.
It better be like doomsday proportions because there ain't no way this team's coming back right now. Ain't no way in God's green earth. If they do, I'm going to question them. MLB for sure, 100%. But on that note, there. Thanks for tuning in today for the DA Sports Podcast Talk.
Yeah, this was kind of an odd one, but
it was a lot of fun though.
Yeah, always fun. Listen, you can find us basically everywhere now except for iTunes.
Yeah.
Google Podcasts, TuneIn Radio, Amazon Music, Audible, Spotify. Just search DA Sports. We're on X at DA Sports Pod. We are on Instagram. We are on Instagram at DA Sports Pod. We are on YouTube at DA Sports.
Like, clear, and subscribe. Like, click, and subscribe, friends. Every little bit helps.
We've been Andrew's been doing some work on the video side of things, so go check that out.
Sounds more entertaining.
And you can find me personally on X at DLions1991 on X. Andrew, where they find you?
You can find me on Instagram at APRcell1982 at Instagram. Also YouTube and the DA Sports thing. So I'm always on there and on X. So all same spots, all same platform, folks. Or if you really want to find me, I'm somewhere shopping at a grocery store. Somewhere there. Anyway, folks, have a good night. Enjoy yourselves. Talk to you soon. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe on YouTube. Signing off.